We're on our way to the fire hall to exercise. Should be fun. This is one of those days where we don't have very many things to do. Weeks. We have one day that normally is our exercise day that is actually closed down for the day because they're doing one of those health fairs, where they take the blood, do the blood pressures, one that you have to pay like $129, $159 to have all the cardiovascular stuff done. So that's normally our knit and crochet day, but instead we'll be doing prayer shawl this Wednesday only, and of course my favorite thing, going to the laundromat. So yeah, I'll see ya. There's the entrance to the fire hall. As you can tell, it's just an old building. And they rent it. The step agency rents it from the Newhall Fire Company. And that's where we come and do our exercises. Hi, it's Jnwynn with Scraptastic Yarns Podcast. And today is Vlogmas Day 3. We've made it this far. Let me tell you, it's getting tougher. The video at this beginning you saw where I was heading out for exercise, and then when I got to the fire hall, I kind of did a little snippet of what the fire hall looks like on the outside. I don't film on the inside because I have not gotten permission from step agency, so I got in trouble for when I filmed the scarves, so I'm not going there again without permission. They have a photographer and they prefer to have someone like that do that, or a news crew, so that they can have someone available. Whatever. Get over it. It's no big deal. Anyway, when I got to exercise, I walked in the door and I realized I hadn't brushed my hair yet this morning. Oh my. Why I forgot to do that, I have no clue. There's no earthly reason for me to have forgotten it, but I did forget it. I did run some errands. We are planning on doing a craft, and I was hoping to be able to film the craft, at least my side of the craft. I may do that while I'm upstairs, because I'm going to experiment first with it to kind of see how it's going to work. We saw some things when we were at a craft fair, and we've looked at the price, and they wanted $20, and we kind of looked at each other and said, I think we can make that for cheaper than that. So of course we're going to spend $60, $70 to make it. Isn't that how it goes? No, we're not spending that much. But, I had to go and get some stuff called Snow Tech. And of course, Joann's didn't have any in stock. When I got to the one Michael's in State College, they didn't have any in stock. So they had called over to the store in Muncie to ask them to put it back, a jar of it for me. And yesterday we did go get that. They'd put back the 4 jars, which was all they had. We were going to stop at AC Moore, but because of butt-to-butt shopping, I just couldn't handle it anymore. I said, no, let's just go home. I'll go on another day. I have to take the baby hats up this week anyway, so I'll just do it then. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. On the weekend, it's just bad. So, today I have been working on getting some of those hats finished up. We have got a couple of brown hats, and instead of doing turkeys, I am going to put little deer ears on them. And for the boys, I'm going to make a set of antlers. For the girls, they're getting little flowers, and it'll have a button in the center. but little flowers, different colors. They'll get a flower somewhere up near their ear. So that's what I've been doing, and I've got about 5 more hats to make ears for. And the pattern I'm using is, I believe it's Repeat After Me. Yes, it is Repeat After Me Crafter. And she has a pattern for a reindeer hat with antlers, either for a moose or a deer, either one. There are a couple of paid patterns. I've purchased one for knitting, but I wanted one for crochet. So, yeah. So, sorry about that, folks. All of a sudden it just bothered me. So, I'm kind of experimenting with the antlers. I don't really like the way the antlers look on those. So I may be playing with antlers the rest of today. Some of the other things that I needed to do today are, I've got some cleaning I need to do. I have to, over here on the side of my chair, I have yarn and items, and I had purchased a basket last week when we went on our little shopping trip for my yarn. But I need to, clean up this area because I don't know if you do this, but I do this. I'll tend to pile things over here because I just get lazy and, instead of taking it upstairs to put upstairs, I drop it over here. Take it all at once. Did I ever tell you I hate going upstairs, downstairs? I have fallen down the stairs, and that's part of the reason I don't like it. More than once. As a child, I fell. We had gone to see someone in my family in Arkansas that she ran a brothel, and we had gone to visit so I could meet this, I think she was a great aunt or great aunt. I was a kid, and there was a spiral staircase, and I fell down the spiral staircase, and I can remember that because the women in the house were very kind and, grabbed me up and making sure I was all right. I was. And then when we first moved here, I was coming down the stairs, and I don't know what happened. Because all of a sudden I'm bouncing down the stairs on my butt, halfway down the stairs, grabbed the railing, and wound up with a broken tailbone. Broken and bruised tailbone. It was broken and bruised in a different area. The broken part, if you've ever had a broken tailbone, it's extremely uncomfortable. You can't sit for long periods. You can't lay. You're in a lot of pain for a while. But the bruised area actually took longer to heal, took a year and a half before there was very much comfort there. And I got a lot of padding, folks. So, so I don't like stairs. That was a tangent, wasn't it? Sorry about that. Today's angel here is another Ombaka pattern, and I believe she is called the Christmas Angel. Yes, she is the Christmas Angel from 2016, and I really like the way that Rhonda does the wings. They're very nice to do, very easy, very simple. And so I have lots of wings already made. But that is that angel. She will be getting a bell. I do the bells last because it's a little easier. She does not have a halo. And I am not going to give her a halo because I think there's enough to her. I am, however, probably going to put a little bow right there for her, and then she will be completely finished and ready to go. I did get a P.O. box, so my husband is a little hesitant about me giving my address out. I've had a couple of requests for it. There is on one video. I did put it down in one of the comment sections, but my husband is hesitant about that because when we first moved here, I think we were in the 3rd year we were here, the union at the university, they were in a contract dispute, and it was over the summer, he had already signed a summer contract, and they'd already started the summer session that he was working in, and they had told him that they were planning on going on strike, and that if he was going to continue to be a union member in good standing, that he needed to not show up for class. And he said, number one, I have already signed a contract. I'm not going to break that contract. Number two, we've already started classes. It's not fair to the students. I'm not willing to do that at this time. Well, they sent some henchmen to our home while he was in school teaching. And I say henchmen because these were some older men, and one of the fellows was part of the union before, big burly fellow. Knocked on the door. When I answered the door, he said, "Are you Mrs. Wynn?" I said, "Yes." And they started to proceed to tell me that I needed to convince my husband to go on strike. And it was in a very threatening way. I had asked them twice to leave my residence, and before I got to the 3rd time, I said to them, if I have to tell you one more time, I'm going to call the police because of the threatening manner in which they were. So we don't like giving our address out very often because of that. So do you have a P.O. Box? P.O. Box number is 284, and that is Lock Haven, Pennsylvania. Lock is one word, as in a regular lock, L-O-C-K, and Haven. The zip is 17745, and I'm hoping for some Happy Mail. Cards, letters, notes, whatever. And I do tend to answer. I do have a couple of pen pals that I've been writing to for several years. So, let's do it. Okay. Now I've gotten all the silliness out. That is it for today, because I have lots to do right here, and I have a sewing room to clean up. I have to put my machine back into place. I had to go to the shop to get work done. So now I can get back into my sewing and getting things going again. That drives me nuts. I like to sew, so yeah, I'll see you again tomorrow. Everybody have a great day, and remember, choose to be kind.